They doubted you, they tried to break you, but those struggles can become the reason you rise. Inspired by Denzel Washington's motivational speech, this content will show you how to turn pain into power. Keep watching, this could transform your life. Have you ever faced someone who seemed determined to break you? Someone who tested every ounce of your patience, pushed you to your limits, and tried to strip away everything that made you who you are? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you're not alone. I know exactly what that feels like. They came at you with everything they had: betrayal, lies, manipulation, throwing it all your way just to watch you falter. They wanted to see you crumble, to see you give up on yourself. But here you are, still standing, and not just standing, you're stronger than ever. What they never expected was your resilience. They thought they had won. They thought they had figured you out and could keep you down. But now, as they watch you move forward, as they see you walking through life with your head held high, they're the ones who are struggling to cope. They're the ones unraveling, unable to make sense of how you've not only survived but thrived. Their world seems to be falling apart. And do you know why? It's because their actions were never really about you. When someone goes out of their way to disrupt your peace, to bring you down, it says more about them than it ever will about you. Their actions stem from their own insecurities, their own fears, and their desperate need to control something, anything, in their lives. And you, in their eyes, became the thing they wanted to control. But here's the truth. Their behavior has never been a reflection of your worth. It's always been a reflection of their own inadequacies. You see, they couldn't handle what you stood for. Your strength intimidated them. Your resilience made them uneasy. And your potential, that terrified them the most. People like that thrive on control. They believe that keeping you small somehow makes them bigger. They try to manipulate your choices, your emotions, and even your sense of self-worth, because deep down, they are scared of losing the illusion of power they think they hold over you. But the best part is they don't have that power anymore. Maybe they caught you at a vulnerable point in your life. Maybe back then you didn't see how strong you truly were. But that was then, and this is now. You've awakened to your own strength. You've been through the fire, faced the storms, and come out on the other side refined, stronger, and wiser. The lessons you've learned through those struggles, those are treasures they will never understand. And every time they see you standing tall, unshaken by everything they threw at you, it rattles them to their core. They wanted you to doubt yourself. They wanted you to feel small. But instead, you found your footing. You realized that your worth is not tied to anyone else's opinion of you. You discovered that you don't need validation from the very people who tried to tear you down. And that's what scares them the most. They see your independence, your ability to rise above, and it terrifies them. They know that once you stop playing their games, once you stop seeking their approval, they lose every bit of leverage they thought they had over you. And that's exactly what's happening now. Their tactics don't work anymore. They're scrambling, trying to figure out why you're not reacting the way you used to. They're confused, watching you thrive without their influence. Every time they tried to knock you down, you got back up. Every time they doubted you, you proved them wrong, not by retaliating, but by continuing to grow. That's the kind of strength they don't know how to handle. You didn't let the pain they caused define you. You didn't stay stuck in the hurt or let their actions dictate your future. Instead, you turned their attempts to break you into fuel for your own growth. And now, as their world starts to crumble, it's not because you wished it on them or sought revenge. It's simply the natural consequence of their own actions. The lies, the manipulation, the negativity, they're all coming back to them. They built their foundation on fear and control, and that kind of foundation doesn't hold up for long. Eventually, it collapses. But here's the thing, you don't need to celebrate their downfall. This isn't about gloating or taking pleasure in their struggles. This is about recognizing how far you've come and how much you've grown. You've outgrown their games. You've risen to a level where their negativity can no longer reach you. While they're tangled in the chaos they created, you're focused on building something meaningful, something that reflects your strength, your values, and your worth. So let them be angry. Let them wrestle with their own mess. That's their journey, not yours. Your journey is about growth, about healing, about stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. You've moved beyond needing their validation or approval. You no longer need them to understand your worth because you've found it within yourself. Remember, the struggles you've faced, the pain you've endured, and the lessons you've learned have shaped you into the person you are today. You've already shown yourself what you're capable of. You've faced every challenge, weathered every storm, and come out stronger. That realization is your ultimate victory. The truth is, they tried to break you because they saw something in you that unsettled them. They recognized your strength, your potential, and your resilience, qualities that threaten those who rely on control and manipulation to feel powerful. So they resorted to tearing you down with words, boxing you in with their actions, and creating situations to test your limits. But here's the thing they don't understand. Every single attempt to break you has only added to your strength. It's made you more resilient. Their efforts to destroy you have backfired, just like pressure doesn't destroy diamonds. It forms them. With every challenge, every hit, every setback, you've grown stronger. You're evolving into someone who can't be shaken, no matter what life throws your way. What they don't realize is that they're not holding you back. They're pushing you forward. What they intended to be your downfall has become your launching pad. When you finally emerge from those storms, from the darkness they tried to keep you in, you don't just survive, you thrive. You carry yourself with a confidence that doesn't need to scream to be heard because it's rooted in every experience you've overcome. You've faced fire and come out refined, not burned. That kind of strength? It's undeniable. It's intimidating. And it's something they can't understand because they've never had to rebuild themselves the way you have. And here's the irony. While you're out there chasing your dreams, pursuing your purpose, and living life unapologetically on your terms, they're stuck. They're weighed down by the bitterness and negativity they tried to throw your way. Life has a way of evening things out, and now the energy they sent your way has become their burden to bear. The same negativity they hoped would crush you is now weighing them down. And the hardest part for them? Watching you soar while they sink. Let's not pretend it doesn't bother them. It does. It eats away at them to see you thrive when they believe their words, actions, and schemes would keep you small. They thought they'd leave you in a place where you needed their approval, their validation, or their help. But now you don't need them at all. That's the part that stings the most. But let's be clear, this isn't about revenge. It's not about rubbing your success in their faces or making them feel worse. You don't need to stoop to their level. You don't need to retaliate or even acknowledge their behavior. The truth is, your success speaks for itself. The best response to your critics, the best way to disarm those who wanted to see you fail, is to live your life with integrity and purpose. Keep growing, keep shining, keep moving forward. That's the loudest message you can send. It says, you didn't break me. You didn't define me. I'm better because of it. And that's what truly shakes them. Not your anger, not your words, but your progress. Your ability to take everything they threw at you and turn it into something extraordinary is what sets you apart. And don't think for a second that they're not aware of it. They see you leveling up, achieving, and becoming the best version of yourself. And that forces them to face the reality of their own shortcomings. While you're out there thriving, they're left to deal with the consequences of their actions. They're stuck with the bitterness, insecurity, and negativity they tried to project onto you. It's a heavy weight, one they chose to carry, and it will remain theirs until they decide to change. But let's be clear, their suffering isn't your responsibility. You didn't put them in that position. They did. You owe them nothing. Not your sympathy, not your attention, and not even your forgiveness if you're not ready to give it. What you do owe is to yourself. You owe yourself the chance to keep moving forward, to keep striving for your goals, and to live a life that makes you proud. At the end of the day, this journey isn't about them. It's about you. It's about your growth, your resilience, and your ability to transform pain into power. It's about proving to yourself that no obstacle, no setback, and no person can stand in your way. When you focus on that, when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, everything else starts to fall into place. Let them deal with the weight of their actions. Let them wrestle with their consequences. That's their journey, not yours. Your path is one of strength, resilience, and self-worth. It's about building a life that reflects who you are and refusing to be defined by anyone else's actions or opinions. And here's the most beautiful part of it all. The more you focus on your own growth, the less their actions matter. The more you rise, the lighter their opinions become. What they once tried to use against you now holds no power over you. As you continue to rise, it becomes clear that their attempts to break you were never really about you. They were driven by their own fears. Fear of your strength, fear of your independence, and fear of your potential. So don't stop now. Keep going. Keep shining. Keep proving to yourself that you're unstoppable. Every step forward takes you further from their control and closer to the life you were always meant to live. And that, my friend, is the ultimate victory. When people try to break you, they're acting from a place of weakness disguised as strength. They believe their manipulative tactics give them power, but real power isn't about how loud you are or how much control you try to exert over someone else. Real power lies in resilience. Real power is standing tall when everything around you is falling apart. That's why no matter how hard they try to tear you down, they'll never succeed. The strength you carry within you is far greater than anything they could ever throw at you. Holding onto your integrity, your heart, and your faith, that's your superpower. That's what makes you different. When you stay true to who you are, when you refuse to stoop to their level or play their games, you win in ways they can't even begin to understand. You may not win in the way the world often measures victory. You might not get the last word, the apology you deserve, or the justice you hoped for. But you win because you refuse to let them change who you are. You win because your spirit remains untouchable. Let's not pretend it doesn't hurt. It does. It cuts deep when people try to break you, especially when those people are the ones you trusted the most. Maybe it's a friend, a partner, or even a family member. Their actions can leave you questioning your worth, making you feel like you're not enough, as though there's something wrong with you. In those dark moments, it's easy to doubt yourself. You start wondering if they were right. Maybe you're not strong enough. Maybe you deserve the pain they've caused. But let me stop you right there. Feeling the weight of it all doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. Those moments of doubt, those sleepless nights when the pain feels unbearable, those are the crucibles where your true character is forged. That's where you discover who you really are. Growth doesn't happen during the easy times. It happens in the hard ones. It's in the moments when the pressure is on and the odds are stacked against you that you uncover your capacity for resilience. And every time you get back up, every time you refuse to let them see you break, you're proving to yourself that you're stronger than even they believed you could be. But this strength isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about taking the pain they caused and transforming it into fuel to make you better, not bitter. It's about learning from those experiences, growing through them, and refusing to let them define you. Yes, they tried to break you. Yes, they made you question yourself. But look at you now. You're still here. You're still standing. And that, in itself, is the ultimate victory. People who try to tear others down often do so because they're broken themselves. They're struggling with their own insecurities, their own pain, and their own unhealed wounds. Instead of addressing their issues, they project them onto others. They try to make you feel small because it distracts them from how small they feel inside. But here's the thing, you're not responsible for their brokenness. It's not your job to fix them, carry their baggage, or diminish yourself so they can feel bigger. Your only responsibility is to yourself. To protect your peace, guard your heart, and keep moving forward. And as you move forward, you'll come to a powerful realization. The very things they used to try to break you are the same things that made you stronger. Their betrayal taught you the value of loyalty. Their lies showed you the importance of truth. Their attempts to tear you down taught you how to build yourself up. Every painful experience has shaped you into the person you are today. And that person is unshakable. Let's be clear, this doesn't mean you have to forget what they did or pretend it didn't hurt. Forgiveness doesn't excuse their behavior or make it okay. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying it around. When you hold on to anger and let bitterness take root, you're giving them a kind of power they don't deserve. They have no right to occupy space in your heart or mind. So let it go, not for them, but for you. Let it go so you can make room for the good things that are coming your way. And believe me, good things are coming. When you hold on to your integrity and stay true to yourself, life has a way of rewarding you. It may not happen immediately, and it may not come in the form you're expecting, but it's on its way. Maybe it's the peace that comes from knowing you didn't let them change who you are. Maybe it's the strength you've gained from walking through the fire. Or maybe it's the new opportunities and relationships that open up because you've become the kind of person who attracts good things. But there's one reward that stands above all the rest: truly knowing your worth. When you come out of a situation where someone tried to break you and couldn't, it does something profound to your confidence. It reminds you of how powerful you truly are. It shows you that you don't need anyone's approval to feel whole, to be enough, or to know you deserve love and respect. And once you've fully grasped your worth, no one can take that away from you. So, the next time someone tries to break you, remember this: they don't have the power they think they do. They can hurt you, yes. They can make life harder, sure. But they can't touch your soul. They can't take away the essence of who you are. As long as you hold onto your faith, your heart, and your integrity, you'll come out on top every single time. And here's the best part: they'll see it. They'll realize they couldn't break you. That truth will be more humbling, more disarming than anything you could ever say or do. Nothing shakes a person more than seeing someone they tried to destroy rise up and thrive. So keep rising, keep thriving, keep becoming the person you were always meant to be. In the end, the best revenge isn't anger or retaliation. It's living a life that fills you with pride. And that's exactly what you're doing. When you rise, something incredible happens. It's not just about stepping into your own power or reaching your goals. It creates a ripple effect. The more you elevate, the more undeniable your growth becomes, and the more they'll feel it. But here's the beautiful thing: you don't have to do anything to make them notice. You don't need to shout about your success or call attention to how far you've come. The light you radiate speaks for itself. It cuts through the illusions they've built around themselves, forcing them to face the reality of their actions. When someone puts their energy into tearing another person down, it's a reflection of their own emptiness. Their attempts to break you come from a place of insecurity and fear. But when you rise above it, when you thrive in spite of everything they did, it's like holding a mirror up to their shortcomings. They can't avoid the truth anymore. Their efforts didn't just fail, they backfired. Every move they made to hold you back only pushed you further ahead. The more they tried to hurt you, the more resilient you became. The more obstacles they placed in your way, the more resourceful you grew. They thought they were orchestrating your downfall, but in reality, they were strengthening you. Their negativity became the fire that forged your resilience, the pressure that turned you into a diamond. Now, every step forward you take, every milestone you reach, stands as proof of their failure and your triumph. And here's the thing: you don't need to say a word to remind them of this. You don't need to stoop to their level, engage in their games, or try to prove anything to them. Your success is the loudest statement you'll ever make. As you continue to rise, they'll feel it in ways that words could never express. Their regret, their shame, their bitterness. That's theirs to carry, not yours. There's a unique kind of freedom in that. When you come to this realization, it allows you to release the anger, the pain, and the need for validation. You no longer feel compelled to explain yourself to anyone who doubted you or tried to diminish your worth. Instead, you redirect that energy inward, focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. Not for them, not to prove a point, but for you. That's the kind of power they can never take away. As you rise, something else becomes clear. The people who truly matter have always been in your corner. They're the ones who saw your potential when others could only see flaws. They believed in you even when you couldn't believe in yourself. These are the people who didn't need you to shine to recognize your value. They knew it all along. And as you ascend, they'll celebrate with you because your victory feels like their victory too. The lesson here is simple yet profound. Don't waste your energy trying to prove anything to the people who tried to break you. They aren't worth it. Their opinions, their approval, their validation, it's irrelevant. What truly matters are the people who stood by you, those who lifted you up and encouraged you to keep going when the road was rough. Those are the ones who deserve your time, your gratitude, and your love. But remember, this journey isn't just about rising above the pain or the people who caused it. It's about becoming so whole, so unshakable, that you no longer need external validation. It's about understanding that your worth has never depended on anyone else's opinion of you. When you reach this level of self-awareness, you become truly unstoppable. Think about it, how many times have you given away your power in the past? How often did you let someone's words or actions dictate how you felt about yourself? How many times did you shrink, dimming your light just to fit into someone else's narrative? Not anymore. Not now. Because now you understand that the only validation you need is your own. The only approval that matters is yours. And the only person who has the right to define your worth is you. When you live in this truth, when you stop seeking validation from those who tried to break you, everything changes. You stop carrying the weight of their judgments. You stop internalizing their negativity. You stop giving them space in your heart and mind. Instead, you make room for joy, growth, love, and everything you deserve. And something even more powerful happens as you continue to rise. You inspire others to do the same. Your journey becomes a beacon of hope for those still in the trenches, still fighting to find their way. They see your strength, your resilience, your refusal to be defined by pain, and it gives them permission to believe in their own power. In this way, your rise isn't just about you. It creates a ripple effect of healing and empowerment. Now, let's talk about karma. The universe has a way of balancing the scales. You don't need to seek revenge. You don't need to wish harm on those who tried to hurt you. Life has a way of teaching lessons that can't be escaped. The weight of their actions, the consequences of their choices, it'll catch up with them. But that's not your concern. Your job isn't to monitor their downfall or celebrate their struggles. Your job is to stay focused on your journey. Keep climbing. Keep reaching for the stars. You're not here to stay in the shadow of their actions. You're here to step fully into your light. The more you embrace this, the more unstoppable you become. When you stop looking back, when you let go of the pain, when you stop allowing their actions to define you, you step into a kind of freedom that can't be touched. You become the author of your story, the creator of your destiny. Now think about what happens when you stop giving people the power to hurt you. It's not about building walls or shutting people out. It's about setting boundaries. It's about understanding where you end and they begin. It's about recognizing that their opinions, their actions, and their judgments are reflections of them, not you. Once you internalize this truth, you stop taking things personally. You stop letting negativity seep into your spirit. You start living for yourself, not for anyone else's approval. This kind of strength doesn't come overnight. It's built in those moments when you choose to rise instead of fall, to heal instead of hate, to move forward instead of looking back. It's built every time you choose yourself, every time you prioritize your growth, every time you decide that your happiness matters more than their opinions. With every step forward, you shed the weight of their expectations, their criticisms, and their attempts to bring you down. There's an undeniable power in this transformation. You shift from being reactive to proactive. Instead of letting life happen to you, you take control of your narrative. You decide what you'll tolerate, what you'll allow into your space, and what you'll let go of. When you operate from this place of self-awareness and self-love, the opinions of others lose their grip on you. And here's the thing, the more you embody your strength, the more they'll feel it. They'll see that they no longer hold any control over you. Their words don't cut as deep as they used to. Their actions no longer carry the same weight. That realization hits harder than anything you could say or do. It forces them to face the truth. They underestimated you. They failed to break you. You've become everything they tried to stop you from becoming. But let me remind you, this isn't about them. It's never been about them. This journey has always been about you. It's about becoming so rooted in who you are that nothing and no one can shake you. It's about rising above the noise, the chaos, and the drama to find your peace. It's about understanding that you don't need to prove anything to anyone because your worth isn't up for debate. As you continue to rise, you'll notice something else. Some people will start to fade away. Not everyone can handle your growth. Not everyone will celebrate your success. And that's okay. Let them go. Not everyone is meant to stay on your journey. The ones who matter will be there, rooting for you, cheering you on, standing by your side. focus on them. Pour your energy into the relationships that uplift you, inspire you, and make you feel alive. Life's too short to waste on people who don't see your value. You've already spent enough time trying to prove yourself, defending yourself, and fighting to be understood. Now it's time to live for you. It's time to chase your dreams, follow your passions, and build the life you deserve. And as you do, you'll find a kind of happiness that no one can touch. A happiness that comes from living authentically, unapologetically, and wholeheartedly. And here's the most important lesson in all of this: you're stronger than you realize. Every challenge, every setback, and every doubt has prepared you for this. You've walked through fire and come out stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So don't let anything or anyone hold you back. You've earned your place in the light. You've earned your success. You've earned the right to rise. Keep moving forward. Keep growing. Keep shining. The more you rise, the more you inspire. The more you shine, the more you heal. And as you elevate, you'll come to realize something profound. The people who tried to break you only made you stronger. They're part of your story, but they don't define it. They're not the ending. You are. You decide how this story goes. And let me tell you, it's going to be a powerful ending. Not for them, but for you. Shine not to prove them wrong, but to prove yourself right. Keep climbing, not because of what they did to you, but because of who you are destined to become. You've got this. And here's the best part: the higher you rise, the more unstoppable you become. The ones who tried to tear you down, who spent their energy trying to break you, are now carrying the weight of their choices. They might not show it. They might pretend they're fine. But deep down, they feel the cracks in their armor. You don't need to retaliate. You don't need to waste your energy seeking revenge. Life has a way of balancing the scales. The universe misses nothing. Every action they took to harm you was a step toward their own reckoning. Here's the truth about people who try to break others: they're often broken themselves. Their cruelty, their manipulation, their attempts to diminish you all come from their own insecurities and unresolved pain. They tried to control you because it gave them a fleeting sense of power, a temporary escape from their own struggles. But the irony is, the harder they tried to break you, the more they unraveled themselves. The cracks they hoped to see in you are now the ones they feel within themselves. And as for you, you've shown them that their efforts were futile. Every time they knocked you down, you got back up. Every obstacle they placed in your path became a stepping stone for your growth. They thought they were writing your ending, but all they did was set the stage for your new beginning. Now, as you rise, as you stand tall and move forward, you're showing them something they never expected. They were never in control of you. Not then, not now, not ever. When you live your truth, when you focus on your journey, it's the ultimate declaration of independence. You're saying, without words, that your worth isn't tied to their actions, their opinions, or their validation. And that truth is powerful. It's liberating. It's unstoppable. It strips away the power they thought they had and forces them to face their own shortcomings. Standing tall doesn't mean boasting about your triumphs or pointing out their failures. It means living authentically, unapologetically, and with purpose. It means holding your head high, not out of arrogance, but because you deeply understand your value. It means moving forward with confidence, knowing that your journey isn't defined by those who tried to derail it, but by your resilience and determination. Your journey isn't over. In fact, it's just beginning. Every step forward takes you further into the life you're meant to live. It's a step away from the pain, the negativity, and the people who tried to hold you back. It's a step toward growth, joy, and fulfillment. And as you continue to rise, you'll realize that their attempts to break you only made you stronger. The ones who thought they could break you were the ones truly broken. They're trapped in their own negativity, their own choices, and their own need for control. But you're free. Free to rise. Free to grow. Free to create the life you deserve. So stand tall. Stand gut. And keep moving forward. The best is yet to come. Denzel Washington's inspiring words resonate deeply, reminding us that our greatest strength often emerges from our darkest struggles. His message of resilience and self-worth ignited a powerful realization in me, one that came from my own journey through challenges. Let me share a personal experience where these lessons took root in my life. A few years ago, I found myself in a difficult situation at work. I was part of a project team, and despite my dedication, there was a senior colleague who seemed determined to undermine me at every turn. They questioned my decisions in meetings, took credit for my ideas, and even spread rumors to cast doubt on my competence. First, it hit hard. I started questioning my abilities, wondering if I deserved to be in the role I had worked so hard to earn. The negativity seeped into my confidence, and I began to dim my light, afraid to stand out. But something inside me refused to give up. I remembered what Denzel emphasized, the power of staying grounded in who you are, regardless of what others say or do. I decided to stop trying to prove myself to someone who had already made up their mind about me. Instead, I focused on my work, on what I could control, and on staying true to my values. Slowly but surely, I shifted my mindset. I stopped letting their words dictate how I felt about myself. My focus became about showing up for the team and delivering the best results, not seeking validation from someone who was never going to give it. As I leaned into this approach, something amazing happened. My work began to speak for itself. My team noticed the effort I put in, and their support became my anchor. They backed my ideas, encouraged me, and celebrated small wins with me. Meanwhile, the colleague who had spent so much energy trying to tear me down began to lose their influence. The negativity they had directed at me seemed to backfire as my progress became undeniable. I came out of that experience not only stronger but also clearer about my worth. The lesson was profound. My value was never tied to someone else's opinion of me. Just as Denzel's message conveys, real power lies in resilience, in staying true to yourself, and in refusing to let others define your story. That realization was liberating. I no longer felt the need to explain myself or carry the weight of their judgment. Instead, I channeled that energy into growth, into building the life and career I wanted. You have the same power within you. Challenges and setbacks aren't the end of your story. They're the moments that forge your strength. When you face those who try to bring you down, remember that their actions don't define you. Your resilience, your determination, and your belief in yourself will always prevail. If this resonates with you and you're ready to embrace your own journey of growth, subscribe to this channel. Let's continue learning from inspiring figures and building a life we're proud of, one step at a time. Your story is just beginning, and I'm here to walk this path with you.